At Nikon Education Foundation, we believe that education and skill acquisition are key to unlocking the potentials of Nigerian youth. Now, we believe this and we didn't just stop at believing. We train and empower our future leaders. In a few days, we'll be wrapping up this project. It has been an amazing 7 weeks, and the review we've been able to get from some of the students is very, very inspiring. But there's more. We want you as participant of this training to help us keep the programs of NACO Education Foundation 100% free. Like we've always emphasized from the first day of this training, that these programs are 100% free. And for those that get the criteria to be certified, you have to do at least 80% of your assignments. You get your certificate and it is totally free. All our programs are free. There are significant costs associated with developing and delivering these programs excellently. If you go to our YouTube channel, we have our previous programs, and there's so much we invest into making this program work. When it comes to cost, we rely on generous donation from individuals, from brands, from organizations to keep this going. So on this note, we call on you, our participants, and then we understand that there are those of you that may have people who would want to support a course like this, because 3,000 people registered for this program, and a number of you have been following up this program, and some persons didn't have any knowledge of data analytics. Now imagine being able to be of help to another person. So we are calling on you to support what we do at Bacon Education Foundation by donating to us. Every donation, big or small, we believe has the power to transform a life. We need people of goodwill to support what we do here, and because we want to make sure that people get quantitative and qualitative training, we invite you to support us by either spreading the news, sharing our posts on social media, and most importantly, by making financial donation to what we do. No matter how big or how small the amount is, we are very grateful, because we want to continue keeping this training 100% free. Thank you so much. The account number is in the message section, and also it will be posted on our YouTube channel. We are looking forward to your wonderful support, your donations, and how far you will spread this message.
Let's move to the training proper. I'll create a database now. Don't forget, we are looking at the assignment I gave to you guys. I'll put my semicolon and I will hit my enter, create database, John. And then the next thing is use John. And then the next thing is curate table, create table salesperson. And put your, open your brackets. And the first thing is your ID. ID will be integer, and then it goes for primary key. Put your comma, and then the next thing is, let's come back to the and then the next thing is the country. That will go for Dhaka. And you can give this one 30. The other one is Another one is profit. This one, another one will go for expenses. Expense. This one will go for integer. And the last one will be for yes. So go for integer. Put your bracket and then put your and you. Are you following, please? Hello.
Yes, sir, we
Yes,
are
sir.
following.
Okay, don't forget we are doing the assignment. We are looking at the assignment again due to the little people that saw the amount of people that submitted the assignments. So after doing the last column, then I'll create my table. Now I said if you want to check the table, you can just refresh this, and then this is our database. You can check the table here. This is the salesperson. Then you can check the table here. Okay. Also, you can also come down here and just say the let's say table. Also,
Salesperson.
okay, because of time, let me just leave that one for now. We'll come back to it because of time. So now, after checking your table, now this are table already. We already that one is also a short method to check the table, but I don't want to just waste time on this assignment. Just leave that one. Now, the next thing we're going to do is to input our data into our table. So I'll come down here and then I'll just put insert into sales person. So now I'll put my bracket, and this is what I want to insert. ID, salesperson, country. I will start my ID, salesperson. So the ID will be 1. Sorry, please. I need someone to just unmute he or herself, and then you'll be calling the name after the other because of time. Please, like this one is Maduka Okoyemi. You will tell me the country, the profit, the expenses, the bonus. For the second row, then that's how you will call it in number 10. So I just need someone to please just volunteer, and then when I need it, just respond immediately because of time. So the
Okay,
name
I'll
will
do
be
that.
so the country,
Nigeria.
profit,
100.
expenses,
10.
10, and then the bonus,
5.
5. So if you look at the table now, you will see that the result is there already. So we successfully inputted the row 1 into our database. So let me come back here again, and then I'm coming. We need to do something now because of time. I'm going to copy. Alright. Okay, oh yeah, number 2.
Michael Barnabas.
Country. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Cameroon. Cameroon. Okay, Cameroon. 200. Profit.
Uh-huh.
20. Expenses. Bonus 10.
Number 4. Number 3, sorry.
Ife Makinde. Country, Benin. Benin. 300 profit. Expenses 30. Bonus 15. Toyin Ogunwale. Number 4.
What?
Toyin Ogunwale. Ivory Coast. 400. 40.
Oyoguwale is actually Kenya, not Ivory Coast.
20. No, that's for the assignment. The main table carries Ivory Coast.
It's Ivory Coast, just that we changed it to Kenya at some point.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Number 5. Belumi.
No. What is the bonus?
Okay, bonus 20.
Okay, number 5.
Belumi. Ife
Ifesowopo.
So. Oh, thank you.
Ifesowopo.
Country.
South Africa.
Okay.
500.
Okay.
50. 25. 50, not 510. Yes. 25. Idris Akim.
It is what?
Akim. Abi Akim. Akeem.
Country.
Togo. 600. 60. 30.
Yeah. Number 7.
Joel John. Joel. Egypt. 700. 70. 35.
35. Okay.
Makinde Emmanuel.
Okay.
Makinde Emmanuel.
Okay.
Nigeria.
Okay.
800.
Uh-huh.
80. 40. Taribo Westall.
Mm-hmm.
Benin. Benin Republic, abi Benin. 900.
Mm-hmm.
900. 90. 45.
Okay.
Quidos. Agbaman.
Quidos.
Yes,
Abi
Quidos.
Kudus.
Oh, Kudus. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
1000. 100. 50. That's all.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Mm.
So now let's begin to populate the table. We've done number one already. Then number two, I will just hit my enter. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's check the table now. Now we've successfully populated our database. So now let's see the second question. Select distinct country. Say your country, see you come back to your query. So I will just put this sign so that you can know that is another thing, is another query entirely. Control. So select distinct country. So to select your distinct country, you just put your distinct and your country. So these are distinct country. That's the solution to the assignment. And then let's look at the other one. Number 4, use where clause to carry out this task. Retrieve back the information of Joel, John, and Makinde Emmanuel. Retrieve back the information of Joel, John, and Makinde Emmanuel. So how do you go about that? Just come down here. You Control C. Come back here. Come back here. Let me just put this dash so that you can know it's another query entirely. Select start from John's, the sales person. Where sales person is equal to Joel, John, or sales person is equal to Makinde Emmanuel. Emmanuel. So here you can see the information of this guy, Joel John and Makinde Emmanuel. Country Egypt, Nigeria, profit 700, 800, expenses, and then 3540. So this is what was returned back to us. So let's move to the next question. Retrieve back the info. Okay, retrieve back the information of Nigeria. So come down here again. So let's start from your database, the table where country is equal to Nigeria. So I'm expecting to see the information of those in Nigeria. So if turn back to us, Maduka Okoyemi and then Makinde Emmanuel. So this is the information. So let's see the next question. Add another column to your table. The column name should be continent and populate the rows in the column. Fill in Africa into each row. So how do you add another column? Come back to your query.
Sir, you have missed number 5. Sorry.
I've missed number 5.
You want to update your row.
Sorry, I'm coming. You know, I'm too fast, and because I want us to start what we have for today. That's why. Number 5.
Yes,
what did
sir.
I say? What did I? Okay. Update row 4, column C, from Ivory Coast to Kenya. Thank you. I just want to jump because of time. Okay. Thank you for calling me back. So come back here again. That will be update salesperson. Set continent. So I've already done this. So I said update salesperson, set country is equal to Kenya, where height is equal to 4. So if you check it, I've already done it already. If you check here, this is former row 4, Ivory Coast. And if you come here, you'll have seen it here. Please, are you with me? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
We are with you, sir.
Okay.
We are with you, sir.
All right. Thank you. So the next question. Add another column to your table. The column name should be continent. Okay. Come down here again. So it will be author table salesperson. Then add continent. Give it Vaka. Name it, give it 30. So you check your table now, is already there already. It is there already. Can you see? Now the next thing is to populate this continent, this new column. How do we go about that? We'll come down to our query again, and then so this time you just say update salesperson. Set continent. Is equal to Africa. Where ID is equal to 1. Let's so we check it now. We have updated the first person here, Africa. So how do we populate the rest? Come back to your query again. So I will just copy here. So remember, I want to populate that particular column. We've already done one. Then we want to move to ID number 2 primary key. I will just come down here, then just put my 2. Here I'll put 3, and then here I'll put 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the next thing is to insert each one after the other. Let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's check our table and see. So I populated everything. Now let's see the next question. Some profits, average profits, some expenses, average expenses, some bonus, and average bonus. So how do we go about that? come back here again into your some profit, comma, average profit. Some That's our aggregate function. Some expenses. Average expenses. And then some bonus, comma, and then average bonus. And just hit my enter. So this is the profit, the average profit, the expenses, the average expenses, the sum, and the average bonus. So this is aggregate in SQL. This aggregate, we already use our where clause, and this one is aggregate. Now let's look at the export 4A into Microsoft Excel and visualize it using charts. Don't bother to submit this to me. 4A. What is it now? 4A. 4A should be this. So to export it, you first need to first come here and then your text. Just let me just give it table 1 because of time, because I will still delete it. I don't need it. You just save it. And then let's look at the last question. Export 4A. Oh, sorry. And the other one, import this table into into MySQL. Use sales for your schema name it in your schema name in MySQL. This one, I won't do this one since we're still going to look at it again today. So I will just leave this. Let me go to the table I did. Yeah, so this is the table. What we just did, I've already exported it to Microsoft Excel. Then to put a chart there, just come down here, just pick any chart that like can go for this. So this is the chart, then I can start working on the chart. So we are done with the assignment now. Let's move. Let's move. So the next thing we want to do now is we want to look at another thing today, and we are going to start from how we can import three tables from Microsoft Excel into Power BI. Oh, sorry, into my SQL. So that's what we are going to do today. So I've already converted my data into CSV. So I'll go for the next data. So I'll go for my bonus table, and I will click it, and then I'll copy it, Control C, a new workbook. I'll paste it there, and then I'm going to save it. New location. So I will name it as sales sales 2. And I will convert it to CSV. So, and then for the last table, I'll close this one, and I'll come to my bonus order table. Don't forget, the tables are the continuation of table 1, table 2, and table 3. Then I'll copy this again, open a new workbook, and then paste it here. I will save it to another location, which is all my documents. So this one will go for sales 3. I will change it to CSV. So I'm done saving now. So the next thing I want to do is come down here. I want to check something here. Okay. So now that I've already converted my data to CSV, what I'm going to do is come back to my SQL, and then remember this course, the database. So it is under this database I want to import those three tables that I worked on in Microsoft Excel. So how do I go about that? I will just click, and then table import wizard. I will browse what I'm bringing in here. From here, I have it inside my CSV. I can come down here, and since I have it on the quick access, I will just, this is the first tip. This was the first table I created. I'll just open. Next, 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 next. So I have my table here. I will click to bring in the second table. I hope you are seeing the way I'm doing it. I'll browse again. It's inside my quick access. I will click, then I will come down here. That should be table 2. Open. Then next, 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 finish, next, finish. So I'll come back down to that database again. I'll click table data import wizard. That should go for my table 3. And I'll quickly come down again. Since I will come down here, that should be for my table 3. And I'll open. That will be next, 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 finish. So now I already have my table here. For me to see it, I'll refresh my schema. I'll refresh my schema and then I can see the table 1. If I click, this is the first table. Can you see? And this is the second table. Can you see? And this is the third table under the same schema, under the same database. Sorry. So I have my database here. I've created my database already. That's why you are seeing database table. Course is my database. And then this is the table I brought from Microsoft Excel. So that is how you can import 3 tables under the same database. So we are done with this lesson. So we'll move again. Move again. Move again. So I don't need this database just to teach you on how to go about it. So I will drop it now. Drop. So I don't have it again. Okay. So now let's move. Let's move. Lesson 2 of today's class. Remember, I said that there is another way you can create a new database and your table. That is, you will not need to follow the route of the one we did today on the assignment and the one we did last week. That I have another method that you can also use to get it done, just like that one, in creating a database and then building a table from the scratch. How do we go about that? It is very simple. So let's start. What you just do is that you will come down here again, you create your database first. So let's create this database and let's give it mm, I have customer already, so I don't want to use customer. Let's say employee. Let's say employer. Let's just give it employer. And then you apply your create, the way you normally do it in SQL when we start from scratch. It's like you're just saying create database Michael, create database employer. So that's the first thing. Just apply, finish. So how do I know that it's here? I will just refresh my schema. And this is it. Have you seen that? Now we want to create a table under this employer. We want to create a table without coding it as we did the other time. So how do I go about that? I will come down here. If you look at here, you will see table, right? These are tables. That means you can create more than one table. So I will just right click, then I will say create table. So under the create table, so let's put employees. Employees. And then under the employees, we have ID, right? It is a must to have an ID. So I will come here. I will just say ID. So ID will be what? integer, right? And then it's also going to be my primary key. It's going to be my primary key. Remember the primary key, when you want to start building a database, we start with primary key, a unique key. Primary key, something that belongs to one particular person. Good. Now, it is a must. When you say primary key, then this NM is not null. That is, you must, it is a must to have a primary key. That's why you are saying not null, primary key. So the second thing I'll put here is this. I'm going to put I'm going to put staff. I'll put staff. And then Baka, yes, give it 45. If you want to check more, you can check it here. You press this arrow. You see there is integer, there is Baka, there is date, there is time, depending, there is floats. If you want to use decimal, depending on what you want to do. So I will go with Vaka instead of, in when we are creating it in a normal database, we normally you just put staff, right? That will be your after writing your primary key. The next thing is the second header, staff, voucher, 45, right? Comma, you go to another table again. So here I'm going to put not null. Not null means that there must be a name, that there must be someone bearing, there must be a staff under the column. That's the way I put not null. But here primary key, it can't be a primary key since it's not a figure. We use figure for primary key. So the next thing I will put here, I will need to rush this thing now because of time. I will just put salary. Just put salary. Salary will go for, I'll put int here. And the year will be not null. So now I'm already done with my first table. So I will apply. Now look at it. Now if you remember the way we have been creating our code, you will see that this, when we want to create table, remember create table employee, create table salesperson. This time create table employer. Can you see that this one is automatic? You didn't create it. That is, you only put header and then MySQL designed it. Create table employer. I put ID integer, not null. Then I put vaca 45, not null. Salary integer, not null. Primary key, then my primary key. So you will see that this is exactly the way we normally do it from the scratch. But yeah, I only came down here and I just did a little thing. So apply, finish. So it's here. If I refresh, then I'm going to see my table here. Let me just try to refresh. And this is what I just created. Employee. Now for me to another table, how will I go about it? Very simple. Click under the employer. Remember the schema is active, green. And then I will come down again. I will just put, let's do this one bonus. And then I'll come down to column. I will give it primary key, ID, integer, primary key. So I will just put, let's just put, since we have bonus, and just put, what can I don't want to use bonus. Let me just say loyalty, loyalty, let's see. So this one integer, and then not null. Then I will apply. Can you see my ID, primary key, loyalty? I will say apply, finish. So now, if I refresh, is there already safe? Bonus, then employees, is there already? So I don't need this again. I will just delete, delete, and then delete. So this is my new table, right? Under my employer. Can you see that I didn't stress myself this? I'm not writing code that will just begin to type, just little formats. Then I arrived here. So if I want to see it, I will just click here, and then I will see my bonus. And if I want to see the employer as well, I will click here as well. I will see it as well. Remember the way we normally do it. DESC table or table. This is the second step. Now, what is the next thing? I want to populate. Remember the way we used to populate? You copy, first write the first number, and then you will copy. After copying it, you will now paste, copy, paste, you to save time. So how do we go about it? During this, you will just come down here. This is the first table. Okay, this should be the first table. So you will just double tap here. So this will be one staff. I will just write a short name on your salary. I will just put 5K because of time. The second one, two. I'll put dot one, and then salary. I'll put 4K. I will just do 4 because of time, because we still have a whole lot to do today. I'll put my care, and I know you will bear with me because I did your assignment. So this time you bear with me this time. I took part of our time to do the assignment, which is also very good. Yeah, I'll put Bola. So you spare me few time. Bola, then yeah, I'll put 7,000 here. So now that I'm done, I will just apply. Can you see? The way you normally insert into employees, ID staff, this one will do it for you. And then look at it now. This is also we normally do it. Then you just say apply, finish. So it's there already. Now for the second table, I'll come down here. I have how many? I have 4. So here too, I'll quickly do 4 as well. 4 rows. 1. Loyalty, I will just give it 2. 2. Loyalty, I will give it 3. 3. Loyalty, I will give it 4. 4. And I will give it 5. Done? Yes. I will just apply. Can you see? Insert it to employee bonus ID values. I will just finish. So I'm done with my table now. This is my employee table, employees, and then the bonus. So we've done about we are done on how to create table in MySQL under your database. The second route, the second method. So the next thing we're going to do is that let's say I want to add a new column. I want to add a new column here. And then the new column I want to add here is country. How do I go about that? New column. How do I go about that? It's very simple. What I will just do is that I will just come down here to you will come down here. I'm coming employee. Just click click this spanner. Can you see something like a spanner? Good. And then you just come here. So you just click here. You clear this one and put country. So country, and then yes, Vaca, not known. Now I will just apply immediately. What did you say? Add author table employer. Remember, we will need to write author table employer. Add column country. Remember the way we normally do it. This one is automatic. Add author table. It will write it. It will write the query for you. Add column voucher and then salary. And I will just apply. Finish. So I can just clear it now. Come down to my employee table. Employees. So if I refresh it now, let me just delete this now. So if I come down here and I refresh, I'm going to see the new column here. I'm going to see the new column here. So now, the next thing I want to do is we'll just go for only this table. We won't go for this one. The next thing, because of time, the next thing I'm going to do is that how can I populate my table? How can I populate my table? I will just hit here, and I will put Nigeria. Everything will be Nigeria. Because of time, I will just put Nigeria. Come down to the next. Nigeria. 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 I'm done. Just say apply. Can you see the way we normally do it? Update employer, set country is equal to Nigeria, where it is equal to 1. Update employer, set country is equal to where it is equal to 2. So you just apply. Finish. So work on my role. I want to change to this. Then I will delete. I'll put 50,000. I'll come to the country Nigeria. We'll do the same thing. I'll click delete. Then I'll put just apply. And then
Oh my. Okay, please let's exercise patience as we've always done. Mr. Michael will be back soonest. Please bear with us. Okay, so while still waiting, just to remind us, some of us have already received messages through our emails. Please, we need your support. No amount is too small. If you love what we are doing, you've been positively impacted, you have someone who has been impacted, or you have someone who would love to support us, an individual, a family, a corporate body, government, a body, corporate bodies, however, wherever the support will come from, we will appreciate you so much. Please do well to support us. Thank you very much. Mr. Michael, you can proceed.
So I said if you want to delete, you will just click this particular arrow. You select everything and then you just right click, delete row. That's how to delete. If I want to delete this one as well, just do the same thing. Right click, delete row. So that is how to go about that. So now we're already done with that. Now let's move. So today we are starting join in SQL. So I don't need this employer database. So I will just drop it now. It's just for the sake of this class. So now, okay, this was the assignment solution to the assignment. Okay, now let's move. Now, let's say don't forget we want to do join today. And when we talk about joining, what we are simply saying is that we are joining two table two tables together using their primary key to join them. And when it comes to joining, when it comes to join in SQL, when it comes to join, when it comes to join in SQL, we have different method where we can whereby we can join two or more tables together. There are different join in SQL. Now, the first thing we are going to look at is how to join two tables from different database, from different database. So now, if you look at this particular database, this is a database customer, and if I click it, you will see what is inside there. This is what is inside: CID, customer name, and amount spent. Now, this is a database. Now, let me make it to be active so I will not have issue. Good. Now, this is another database product database. I will click it now so that we can see the information inside. So under this product database, we have another table here. So, and this is the first table, and this is the second table. So if you look at this table customer name, it has a primary key of CID. This is the primary key. And then we have customer name, we have the amount spent. And then the continuation of this table is this particular table. And this table is inside another database. And then we want to join this database, customer table, customer database, and this customer database, and then the products database. We want to join them together so that we can have something like these people, the product they bought, so that we can also have the product they bought in the same table, since we have it inside another database. So now if you look at this table, we have CID here, and then if we look at this table as well, we also have CID. So, and we want to join this product data to this customer. We want to join the both database together. They are tables. We want to join them together. So how do we go about that? So in this case, we can say the main data, which is this main data, and then this data, we can say this is the data from another database that we want to join to our main data that includes their names. Are you getting now? So we can say that we can join them through their key, and then we can call this one a foreign key. That is, foreign key is just a key that we normally use to join a table that is not in a database to another table of a particular database. So we can call it a foreign key since you are dealing with two tables from different database. So how do we go about that? I'll come down here again. You remember this is the database customer, and then this is our table. So I will just press my downward arrow, then I will say join this data. You write everything, the database and then the table. I will just copy. I will come down here and join with Control V. Join products. Select start from customer, the first database, and then this is the second database. Then I will now say on that will be this particular table. Customer name, I will just Control C. I will just Control V. Customer name dot CID. CID equals to, I will bring in this database and the table, copy, and then I will paste, Control V, dot what we are going to use to join them together, CID. So this is the database, this is the table of the main database, and then this one is the second database and the table. So we want to join them together such that we are going to have the goods here, the goods will stay here. So I will put my semicolon, and then I will remove semicolon here. So I will hit my enter. Can you see? So I've been able to join two database together. Two database together. That is the table inside a database and the table inside the main database. So we join them together. Are you there? So now we can see the information of what this guy bought. James, he spent this amount, and then just ignore this CID. Remember, this is the primary key for joining. And then he bought beverages. Deborah Gibbs, wine. Bilikis Owen, cake. Tokumbo James, necklace. Iyabo Martins, bracelet. So we can now see that the other time we were able to just only see the customer name alone, just only the CID, customer name, and the amount spent. Now that we now, and the continuation of the table, it was inside another database. So we had to use foreign key and then join them together so that we can have it in a single table. And then now it makes sense. Now we can now see the goods this person bought. So that is that. I think I should put a comment here. It will take my time. For sure. Okay. Just so that when you are going through it, you won't make a mistake. That which table is this one? Let me just put two database joint. So now we cannot proceed to the next thing in today's lesson. Now we are already done with how to join two database together. That is two tables inside different database. How can we join them together? So we are done with that. So the next thing we want to look at again is compound join. Compound join. I hope you are writing something down. Please write something down. Compound join. Compound join. What is compound join? Well, compound join simply means that you are joining two tables together in the same database using, I hope you are writing. Compound join simply means you are joining two tables together in the same database using two primary keys. That is, we use first primary, we make use of a primary key, and then we are going to make use of another primary key, making two primary keys. So when it comes to compound join, you are making use of two primary keys to join the table together in the same database. So let's see how we can go about that. Now we'll come to this table again. We are not going to use product this time. I have a table here that I named Michael. Yeah, I use my name. For the database. So good. Now let's see the table first. I will just open and let's see what is inside. We have ID, we have currency, and we have PID. And then let's look at the detail table. We have name, we have product, we have ID, and we also have date. So now we want to use compound join to join these two tables together. We want to use compound join to join these two tables together using two primary key. And if you look at here, this is one primary key, this is another primary key. And if you look at here again, this is one primary key, this is another primary key. It means that if I have just only one primary key, I will find it very difficult to join my table together. I won't be able to say I want to make it a compound join since I only have one primary key. So how do I go about this? It's very simple. What I will just do first is to come down here. This one will be our main. Maybe we should let's use this. This one can be our main data. So I will copy now. Control C, Control P, and then I'll come down here, Control V. And then the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to press my enter, then join. What am I joining? I'm joining it with customer. Then I will put customer. You'll be wondering that, but whenever I'm writing query, SQL used to bring it used to bring the header, the column header to make it fast and just click and put it there. But this time is I'm just using my brain. That is even not even giving me any option. Yes. Do you know the reason? The reason is because there is already an error here. This error here, you have already seen an error here. So it won't bring any option for me since there is an error. You want me to correct the error, I'm not correcting it because of time. I will just continue, then I will not do it. So since I know it already, I will just continue. So join customer. Then for you as a beginner, just ensure that when you see something like this, just quickly rectify it so that you will not complicate the issue since you are just starting. So join customer, that is this table. I'll put my own. So then I will now put my detail. I will just write detail dot. Let me first use detail dot. We have ID and we have pair. Let me first use ID. Detail just dot ID is equal to customer dot ID. Don't forget we are doing compound join. And if we are doing compound join, we are going to use two primary keys. So I'll just put my and here. I'll put my and then after putting my hand, I will come down again. I will just copy the both. I'll just say Control V. I'll put my Control V, and then remember the second primary key here. This is second primary key, PID, right? PID as well. So I'll come down again, then I'll put my PID, and then the same thing, PID. Oh, dot PID. So I'll put my semicolon here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I will need to remove this semicolon here. So I will just hit my enter here. Control plus enter. Oh, table customer does not exist. Now, the reason why we are facing this is because we are here to select the database. So you see, if you look at here, you see that it was the first database that we used for joining of two schemas. So what am I going to do now? What I will just do is to come down to my schemas here, and then I will just come to my I'm coming. Table customer does not does. I'm coming. To where is it table? Make a table now. Okay, let me try to rectify the error. I'm coming. So let's start from Michael.detail, join customer on detail just dot id is equal to customer.id and detail.pid is equal to customer.pid. So what's wrong? Okay, so can you say I don't even know what really happened the other time. I'm trying to rectify it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe because I didn't, but it was active. Anyway, let's continue. Now you've seen that. Now you've seen that after using my select start from market detail, join customer on detail.id is equal to customer.id and detail.pid is equal to customer.pid. So we've been able to see that through I use two primary keys to join my tables together. I first used my ID1 and then I used my ID2 to join the table together. So compound join is that you are joining two tables together using two primary keys. Using two primary keys. So now let's move. We move to another one. We move to so just note that the next thing we're going to move to is implicit join tags. Implicit join tags. Let me write that one down as well. Implicit 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 join syntax. Then you put it, let me put my dash. Okay, now what is the meaning of implicit join syntax? Now, this is also another way to join your table. Now, this one, when you want to make use of implicit join syntax, what you are doing is that you are joining two tables together, and then you are making use of where clause. You are making use of where clause. In other words, implicit join syntax allows you to make use of where clause to join your table together. It allows, I hope you are writing it down. It allows you to make use of, it allows you to make use of where clause to join your table together. Though you are still going to make use of your primary key, it's very important, but you are still going to use where clause for the two database. So let's see how it works. Now, the first I'm going to do is that I'm going to use this same table again. I'm going to copy it, Control C, and then I'll paste it here. So the next thing I will do is that I'm going to remove this Michael from there. This Michael, this database name, since this one is already active, so I can remove it. But if SQL is still telling me to put it, then we put it, but I can remove it since my schema is active. I just say let's start from detail, and then the next I'm going to do is that I'm going to put my comma here. So then I will put the second table, customer. So what is the next thing I will do? Well, I will now put my where. So let's start from detail. Table 1, table 2. Where what? It will now be where detail. Dot. What am I using to join? I think I will use ID. Where detail dot ID is equal to customer dot ID. Where detail ID is equal to customer dot ID. I will put my semicolon here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to hit my enter. So after using my enter, I go to my results. Wait, I'm coming. Yeah. So I got my results. So don't forget the action output. This is our guide, right? So this is our guide. So implicit join syntax allows you to use where clause and then your primary key to join table. So are you with me, please? Sorry for my network today. I'm so. Hello, are you with me? Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So now, so we are joining two queries together of the same table using union join. So how do we go about that? It's very simple. I will come down to this particular table. So I'll put the name and then I'll put the products, comma, then I will also put the PID. I'll put the PID here. And then I'm going to do something here. I'm going to do something here. Now the product here, I'm going to change it to goods. So I will say products as goods. Products as goods. And I'll put my comma here. And the PID is here already. Now I'm going to clear this one for now. I'm going to clear this one. So now, don't forget, if you look at what I've just did now, I selected the column inside that same table, that is this table. I selected the ID, the name, the product, and the PID. It remained the date, right? So that's what I have just done, just that table, detail table. So, and if you look at this table, you know, I joined this table together. This is the table: ID, name, product, and PID date. This one is for another table. So just take your mind off this. Just look at this one, this ID to date. So now, don't forget, I want to use union join. Now I will hit enter. Where date is greater than, let's say, where date is greater than 2024 slash, let's start from 4, row 4, 01 slash 04. So where date is greater than February, January, then on the 4th, that's what I want it to return. And I will put my stuff, and I will put my next quotation here, and I will put my semicolon. So let's see, let's filter and see. Control plus enter. So can you see? Select ID name as goods, as name, product as goods, PID from detail, where date greater than this. So it return dates above 4, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Correct. Now, if you look at here, this as alias. Now, if you look at this hash, I use it to change my product's header to goods. So now you will not see product any longer, you see goods. I've changed it. I use as to change it to goods. Good. Now, that was the instruction I give to my database, and it returned back to me another name. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I will just hit my enter, and then I will select everything together, and I will copy, Control C, and then enter. Then I will paste, Control V. Now this time I'm going to put where date is lesser. This is greater now. Then this time I'll put lesser. Now if I hit enter, let's see what is going to happen. It will give us the other data. Remember the other data now? Good. Now, this was what I was saying the other time. If you click here, it will give me above. If I click here, it will give me below. Now, this time now, I want to do something such that I will be seeing everything together. You know, these are my queries. This query 1 and query 2, two queries. Now I want to see the two queries together on a single table. Single table. My filtering. What I have just done now, this result, I want to see it on a single table. Then union now comes in here. What I will just do is that I will just click here, then hit my down, and I will put my union here. Put my union here, and then I will remove this. And I will come down here and then hit my enter. So you will see all the information again. So table 1, the query 1 and query 2 on a single table. On a single table. On a single. So this is how to make use of union. when it comes to journey of two queries together. That's union. So now let's look at using. Sorry, I said I will take your time. Sorry. Let's look at using. Using. I'll put another style here. Sorry. Then I'll use using. Let's how we can make use of using. Now, I'll come back to this table, this product data, and this, wait, let me see, customer and product data. Customer, no, not this. Customer name and okay. Let me look for another table that we can use to do our using. So I will come back to okay. I think let me still make use of this database. So you have customer here, ID. Okay, let's still continue this table. Let's make use of this table. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy my this. I'll copy this now. Control C. And I will come here and I'll paste. Control V. So let's start from Michael customer. Join. What am I joining? I'm joining this table, of course, this detail. So I'll come down again and put detail. Join detail. I will now say using what? Let's use their ID to join them. Using ID. I'll come down here. I'll just say using ID. I will close my brackets, close the two brackets, and then I will move this. And I will put my semicolon here. So I will hit my enter. So I've joined this table together and I make this of my using. So if you look at what we have been doing since morning, you will see that what I've been using on detail ID is equal. Now this time I use another method using. So instead of me to write detail dot ID is equals to, I just instead of on, I just use using. I use using to achieve the same results. I use using. So now we have another one, another join called one. We can call this one outer outer join. Outer join. So under this join, we have left join, right join, and then full outer join. You can also call it left outer join, right outer join, and then full outer join. And then we also have inner join. And inner join is the one that is mostly used in SQL. Mostly used, that's what we normally use in SQL. But this you can see how you can still use this, but I mean the outer, the left, the right join. But you mostly use that. You will always see that people are using. You always see that this is the kind of join that data analysts normally used. Then you will talk about inner join. Inner join. So outer join, we because of time, because I have a definition for outer join, for left join, right join, and then full join. And I have a diagram for the three. For the three. So tomorrow we're going to look at left join, right join, and then full join. So I will just explain some things around the three tomorrow. I will just explain some things around the three. What just to take notes around the three. And then when we are done with that, we will now move to inner join, the most used. That is where we are going to end it. That's where we are going to end the training tomorrow, inner join. So the table is already here. We're going to join three tables together using inner join. We are going to do few things on it. We are going to also look at subquery. So what is the meaning of subquery? So we're going to look at it tomorrow when we are doing inner join. Meaning of subquery. Subquery. What is the meaning of subquery? What is the meaning of subquery? So we are going to look at subquery tomorrow when we are doing our inner join, and then we are going to see how we can calculate two columns together to give us another new column, which we have not done here, which we have not done in this class. And then we are going to see how we can import that same tables to Power Query to continue our joining, to continue our analysis, and then to visualize. So that's what we are going to look at tomorrow. So we are going to start from inner join tomorrow. Sorry, outer join, I'll just explain a few things around there, then we'll move to, because the inner join is a bit broad. So we'll just spend little time on outer join, and then we'll move to inner join, and then we end the 7 weeks training tomorrow. So thank you for your audience. Thank you for the audience. Thank you very much. Admin, you can take over. I'm done. Thank you.